Welcome to Cook Along with Chef Tong, or Chinese Cooking the Easy Way. In this show, Chef Francis Tong will show you how to make some wonderful Chinese dishes in your own kitchen. Chef Francis Tong, world traveler and linguist, he speaks many Chinese dialects, Japanese and English. Chef Tong comes from Ningpo near Shanghai, and he knows the cooking of Sichuan, Hunan, Canton, and Mandarin. Chef Tong came to this country 11 years ago and now owns 2 restaurants. His original recipe for red snapper Sichuan was selected to appear in the Bon Appetit cookbook, and he was voted best chef in Santa Cruz by a local newspaper readers poll. Chinese cooking is an art, but it's no mystery. Stay tuned and Chef Tong will show you how to make some delicious Chinese dishes simply and quickly.
Hello, my name is Francis Tong. Today I'm going to show you 2 dishes. One is a chicken dish, one is a vegetable dish. The chicken dish is called Kung Pao chicken. Now what does Kung Pao means? The Kung Pao means the name of a very high-ranking official in Sichuan province in China many years ago. He had a chef created this recipe, and which is very delicious. And then he loved it. That's why they named after it. First, you cut this into strip like this, and then dice it, which is very simple. Many people like dark meat, so you can buy chicken leg meat and dice it. Same thing. Just strip it and dice it. And also you can buy your own chicken and then bone it yourself, and then make the bone a very delicious stock for cooking and for soup also. Now, I've already cut half in the bowl here, so we don't have that much time to cut. So here is the chicken. We have to marinate this. Marinate is very simple. Watch me. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, 1 tablespoon of wine, and beaten up egg. 1 tablespoon will be enough, not 1 whole egg, that will be too much. You just marinate. Wash your hand before you do this. And then put some cornstarch, about 1 tablespoon, to tenderize it. Okay. Now, at last, you put a little bit put a little oil, I'm sorry. Put a little oil just to separate it. Put a little oil to separate it. Yeah. Leave this aside for about a few minutes. We don't have that much time today. Usually 10-15 minutes will be better. Now, second, we have to come to the vegetable. About the Kung Pao chicken, the vegetable, people use different vegetables. Like some people like to use celery, some people like to use onion, and some people like to use pepper, some to use maybe green onion, the white part, they cut into chunks. But I prefer zucchini. I choose to use that because I like the texture. It's easy to handle, and it's available all year round. It's very economic. And let me cut it this way. If you like zucchini, you can use more. Otherwise, you don't have to use too much. Just dice them as close as possible to the size of the chicken. And we can use this for other dishes. Okay, now I have heated up this oil for a while, otherwise it will take too long for this small stove. And at home, you can use this, your home electric stove or your gas stove to do this, because in the restaurant they have big flame, but at home you can use this because you can use a small wok or even frying pan. The Chinese the restaurant, they have a big flame. They can cook a dish in maybe 1 minute, but at the family you can use maybe 3-4 minutes or 5 minutes to cook a dish. Like this wok may take 5-10 minutes, but though I have to preheat this oil for you. Let's see. Okay. We can put this chicken in. We are using salad oil, and then you can use any vegetable oil if you want. You can get it in the market. And most of the ingredients I'm using right now, that you can get it in the market. So you don't have to go very far. You don't have to worry about those ingredients. And this takes about 1 minute or 1 minute and a half. So in the meantime, I like to working on the sauce. So this is soy sauce. Those are pre-measured. 3 tablespoons and 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 tablespoon of wine and 1 tablespoon of vinegar and 1/8 of a tablespoon of salt. And also we need cornstarch mix. This is a very important thing in Chinese sauce. The cornstarch is equal parts of 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 1 tablespoon of water. Now, you don't have to use them all if the sauce thickens too much, so you have to watch that. And then we need the chicken broth. This makes the sauce very delicious. This is 3 tablespoons. Okay, the chicken is almost ready, so we put the zucchini in there to fry about 10-20 seconds just to get it heated up, because zucchini you can eat it raw, so you don't have to overcook it. So I like to eat vegetable crispy, and I think most of people like to eat vegetable crispy. Okay, now this chicken is very tender, and then we have to drain the oil. We have to drain the oil. And leave the oil just 2 tablespoons to cook. And put the rest of the oil into an oil can. Leave only about 2 tablespoons. And then we have to cook. Now, to cook this, the cayenne pepper is a very important thing for Kung Pao chicken. This is a hot dish, but if you don't eat hot food, you can use less. You can use maybe 1, a very small one. And if you eat very hot, you can use 5 or 6. You can cut them into half, or you can fry them just like a whole, like this. I usually use the whole like this. Many people like to cut into small pieces, and the seeds will come out. I just fry like this, and then until it turns into dark brown. And then this is the green onion you buy in the market in bundle. You don't have to use that much. You put in the refrigerator, in the packet in cellophane paper. It may take 1 or 2 weeks before it gets spoiled, maybe. So you chop them like this. And also ginger. Ginger is like this. And then after peels look like this. All you do is to slice them. And then strip them. And then you mince them like this. So you cook this together with the cayenne pepper, about 1 tablespoon each. And then you pour the sauce in there. Mix the sugar, everything, make sure it's mixed up. As soon as it boils, you can use this cornstarch, start to pouring the cornstarch to make it thicken. Just a little bit each, and watch it. Don't make it too thick. This is the important part. Don't make it too thick. And then you put your chicken in. This is interesting. Now you flip it if you can, otherwise you just stir them. Now you garnish with peanuts, roasted peanuts. This is very important now. Without the peanuts, and you don't call it Kung Pao chicken. But some people don't like peanuts. You can add cashew or some other nuts. Now it's done. This is Kung Pao chicken, and then I'll be back in a minute with a vegetable dish.
Confucius is perhaps the best known of the Chinese philosophers. He taught what we in the West call the Golden Rule: treat others as you would wish to be treated.
Welcome back. Now I'm going to show you a vegetable dish. There's no particular name for it, but it's a vegetable, mixed vegetables. Mainly is broccoli, and I use some carrots, some zucchini. You can use any vegetable you like. Celery, bell pepper, onion, whatever. We'll shred this carrots like this. You slice them first, like this, and then you shred them. You slice them and then you shred them. You do the same thing with zucchini. You slice them, and then you shred them. It's like this. And then broccoli, you take off from the bundle, and then you cut the roots off, and then you slice them. And then you slice them again, fry in the oil. Just like this. So I have one plate already cut up, so I don't have to take too much time in cutting. And you just know the principle will be all right. Here we have some oil. We just fry them. Before we do that, we do the sauce. Now here's 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, which is a little different from the Kung Pao sauce. We don't use vinegar here. If you like vinegar, you can add. The Chinese sauce, good thing about it is you can play around with it. You want salty, you use more soy sauce and more salt. If you don't want, then use less. Or use more broth. You can play around with it. Many people like spicy, many people like mild. If you don't like anything, reduce it. If you like more, then add it. Some sugar. If you don't like sugar, don't use it. This is salt. This is a little bit of wine. And we use a lot of broth. This is about 1/3 a cup of broth, because vegetable should not be too spicy. But if you like spicy, add less broth or more soy or salt. Let's do the vegetable. People say Chinese cook vegetable very crispy. Yes, we cook vegetable very crispy because we have a secret to do it. We deep fry them, and then we get them out right away. We don't fry them too long. We get them out in a few seconds. We get them out. Now we drain it so it will not be greasy. You see, that's the secret. See, that's the secret. How can you stir fry them? Like broccoli, if you stir fry them, you cannot get it very crispy. Before you get them crispy, it's going to burn them. So you leave a little oil there, and we cook the sauce. Some ginger, a little bit green onion, like we did the Kung Pao chicken, but not as much. A little 1 teaspoon will be all right. And then we put all the sauce. As soon as it boils, it's the cornstarch mix again. But this time it has to be very, very careful. Should not be thick at all, because to mix up vegetable, you shouldn't be thick at all, because all the vegetable has to be coated with the sauce. So sometimes if the sauce is not enough, you don't even have to add too much cornstarch. Maybe just a tiny little bit. Just a tiny little bit will be enough. Just to make a good texture, that's all. Not a thick texture. Sometimes you think it's too thin, but after you mix up with the vegetable, it looks good, because you're going to mix it. And then sometimes a little sauce is very good to go with the rice. Here it is. This is the mixed vegetable saute.
Of China's great religions, Taoism taught live in harmony with nature. It also inspired landscape paintings which are associated with Chinese art.
Welcome back. I'm going to show you a fried rice. Here's the barbecue pork and green peas. You can use any meat you want. You can use ham, you can use chicken meat or pork, whatever you like. Now we start from this here. Let's turn on the fire and then put a little bit oil, about 1 tablespoon. And then we stir fry this barbecue pork and green peas. Just heat it up, because they are all ready to eat. Just heat it up, that's all. Fried rice is very commonly served in Chinese restaurant because it is very delicious. Many people like fried rice, different kind of fried rice. You have shrimp fried rice, you have chicken fried rice, pork fried rice. Many people do that at home too, but they don't know how to do it well. Now this is a very simple way of doing this. The second step is we're going to fry this egg. But this egg, before you fry, put a little salt in there, make it a little bit tasty, a little pepper, and then stir up a little bit with fork or chopsticks. Just scramble it. Everybody knows how to scramble an egg. If you don't like too much oil, don't put too much oil. Okay, put them together with this barbecue pork and green peas. Now is the time to fry the rice. Use cold rice to fry. Of course you can use hot rice too, but the hot rice sometimes sticks. That's why most of people use cold rice, because it doesn't stick. And rice, there are two different kinds. Long rice and short rice. People in America like long grain rice, and people in Japan like short grain rice. Chinese like both. Okay, this rice you put a little salt, not too salty. If you like salty, put a little more. Put a little pepper. Now, just warm it up. And then you add everything you just did. Now it's almost done. Just stir them together. Just mix them well. Now, this green onion is not only garnish, it's the smell, it's the aroma that people like to have in the fried rice, which is very delicious. If you don't like green onion, that's very exceptional, but which is very good. It's very colorful, very delicious. The green peas, you can get it in the supermarket very easily. But if you use ham, it comes out almost exactly the same. This is the dishes I made today. This is the kung pao chicken, and this is the mixed vegetable saute, and this is the fried rice. Hope you have enjoyed it and learned something, and I'll see you next week.
This has been Cook Along with Chef Tong, or Chinese Cooking the Easy Way. If you would like a copy of today's recipe, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Chef Francis Tong, P.O. Box 1216, Santa Cruz, California, 95061. And tune in next week to Cook Along with Chef Tong. Same time, same station, and thanks for watching.